How would you describe the writing style of George R.R. Martin? The immediate thought is layered. The second thought is meaningful. Every time you read Martin's most famous series, you discover something. You notice things you didn't before, and characters look different. As well, Martin is about as obsessed with detail as Tolkien was obsessed with quality and depth. Each book, its ancillary material, and even the references to characters and their lineage have given crucial hints to plot occurred, and we can predict quite well, though not with certainty, where Martin is going based on the omnipresent little details. As well, characters who initially seem boring have more depth to them and relation to characters they are connected to than we realize. Jon starts off being an entitled brat, who slowly becomes honorable and dutiful like his father, but with a cold practicality to match Tywin or even Stannis. Hints to his true lineage are found in the ancillary, with references to Targaryens whose eye colors could be mistake for black. To those who are actively looking, they were dark violet. Jon, upon this point, is described suspiciously similar to another description of an Aegon Targaryen. Keep in mind, should RL equals J, Jon's name will probably be Aegon. Jon's eyes were a grey so dark they seemed almost black, but there was little they did not see. Tyrion Lannister noted that Aegon's eyes seemed to be dark blue, but looked black by lamplight, and purple in the light of dusk. Remembering that George wastes no words, and remembering as well that other Targaryens are described as having an ambiguous description of their color, we basically realize that, if this theory is true, which it almost certainly is, then George Martin took the time to present evidence for Jon's parentage across several books, not even all of which are in the main line. As well, while at first the jump between perspectives seem random, they actually rhyme. Characters will often share meaning between subsequent and prior chapters. Tyrion's descent to bitterness rhymes with Jaime's renewed hope in righteousness. Jon's ascent to Lord Commander and Leader of Men rhymes with Sansa's descent into Bastard and Puppet of Littlefinger. Their two particular skill sets, Jon's harsh practicality and Sansa's easing into a manipulative and quiet master of her own right, make them a set pair. Keep in mind, Jon isn't an idiot in the books, and has given Stannis solid practical advice into raising the North against the Boltons and tricking Melisandre out of Mance Rayder's son. He's a clever bastard. No pun intended. And this is just the main line plot. There are so many other details, from the suspiciousness of Tywin's death, to Brienne's prophetic chapters, to whatever the fuck the Iron Isles are up to. Every single sentence matters. From food items to tournament rosters to a person's bowel movements, the details matter. What George has made is something truly special. As a novella writer, which is what George started from, you can write and rewrite many times. After all, it takes only a few hours to read and make revisions. This way, the author always gets to make changes that better the text. That's why George is such a good author. I'd argue that most of the writing time is revisions and edits. Which is a problem, because the book series is longer than all of the Bible. Going back and rereading is fine and good when the book is 50 to 200 pages, less so when it is closer to thousands.